All right, we are turning some pens tonight. Turning some pens tonight, everybody. Hope you're having a good Sunday night. Sorry for the shaking camera. I'll put it right where my headstock wheel is. Oh, wrong bushings. So this is going to be a Rollister pen kit. So we've got to turn this wood all the way down to this bushing. So another a little more than 1/8 inch to go. On that side. And this side, about the same. So we got a little bit farther to go. So I'm going to get that a little bit closer for you. I hear a loud winding noise. That's my lathe. I need some new bearings on it. As you can see, it's super stringy. Happy Sunday night, everybody. Monday morning, I guess, in New York here. If you're wondering what I'm making, tonight it's a pen. Let me put a little wax on this and you'll see how beautiful it's going to be. So this is going to be turned into a, get that light, a little different spot. It's focusing. Anyway, I cast my own blanks. Cast this one a while ago. But that blue is gorgeous. So this will be a long body pen that I will make. I've been making lots of pens for people, buying last minute Christmas gifts. This one is a piece of maple. Not really a burl, which is rare. I only turn burls for the most part, but you can see it actually still had some of the bark on it, which is kind of cool. All stabilized, encapsulated into it. And a little bit more even to get, and then we'll start sanding, which is the boring part. Anyone watching, also a wood turner? You've been making stuff? If so, what have you been making? This is going to be the body of a pen. Look at the pearlescent mica powder in that blue resin. And this one's pretty cool because it still has the bark on it when I stabilized it and then I cast it. If you like what you're seeing, give me a like. I'm trying to do a lot more videos. I got a local guy I'm doing a wood turning class for, an old man who retired and wants to do it. I haven't done classes in a while, so that's kind of exciting. Yes, I do have an Android S24 Ultra. So if you're watching, now it's going to be the kind of boring part. As we start sanding. Change my blade speed here. When you're sanding, you always want to go slow. I do have variable speed, but I still have 3 belt positions to change from. That's dusty. I like to wet sand. I could have used my lathe tools and gotten a little bit closer, but I could have also screwed up. I've done that enough times. Over 20 watching. Welcome everybody. Just making some more Christmas gifts for people. Lots of people have been ordering pens and sewing seam rippers. That's what I make the most of. I need to sand these ends down even with these metal pieces. And then I'll know that I've gone far enough. I got my sandpaper in these big rolls, sticky back. It's actually sticky, so sticks together fairly well. It's actually my first live on Facebook. We've been doing lots of lives on TikTok, but YouTube's where it's at. So. Thanks for joining me tonight, everybody. Let's see what that's going to look like. Still got more sanding to do. I'm on a farther to go. So with this aggressive grit, you're actually still shaping a little bit. This side's pretty close. This one's got to go a little farther. Now I try not to sand that metal piece. It can stain the wood or the resin or change the size of my bushing. For those watching, just joined, I'm making the body of a gel pen. It's got some nice refill in it. And this is a new pen kit for me. It's called the Rollister. So far pretty good. It's been selling good. That's looking pretty good. A little bit more with the 80 grit, then we'll be running through the grits after that. I like the wet sand to get a lot less dust. Alright, so I'm down to the bushings. Well, now I'll take those off and be what we call in the turner world between centers. So I don't use a mandrel. Need a lot more accuracy. Pop these together. So we put all these sanding marks in it, going this way around the blank, and it's 80 grit. And before we go to the next grit, we find that the best result is to let sand laterally till all those scratch marks are out. And the 80 grit's pretty aggressive, so if you don't get those scratch marks out now, you're not likely going to get them out with the next grit. So I'm pretty meticulous with my sanding. Any other wood turners watching tonight? Alright, now we'll clean up that dust, give you a quick look. It's pretty neat with the bark on there, encapsulated in the resin. Going to confirm that bushing size now again. We're probably a 32nd proud of it, if that. It's a good fit. Imagine writing on that. It'll have a piece with a cap. The cap is reversible on this pen that we're making today. But we got some more sanding to do to make it really shine. Over 50 people watching. That's awesome. Welcome to the Cook Crafted Workshop. All right, that was 150. 150 is next here. Okay, you like to sand slow so you don't build up heat or go too aggressive. And I like to sand wet. A lot less dust in the air. You might notice I reverse the blank. That way if there's any grain that's going the wrong way, I can make sure I'm hitting it from either direction. I'm not putting a lot of pressure on this. I'm just letting the sandpaper do its job. You can see the slurry getting built up. So it's built up in slurry instead of floating in the air going in my lens. So that's 150. I'm going to sand laterally or up and down the blank now. Get rid of any scratching marks. If you're still watching, I'd love it to give me a thumbs up, a like, if you like what you're watching. And this is going to be a fancy gel pen. This is the body that I turn, and then I put the pieces of the pen on top of it or inside of it. This is the boring part. I hate sanding. I don't know any woodworkers that like sanding, that's for sure. But if you don't sand well, the final piece will reflect that. So it's worth putting your time into sanding. Alright, put those sanding marks out. Get any leftover grits or something off of there. Now we go to 220 grit. Oh, that's not 220, hold on. Sorry. 240's next. So with each grit we get higher, we actually have to spend less and less time, which is kind of nice. I am in New York State, nowhere near New York City. I'm 30 miles from the nearest McDonald's. If you're not familiar with New York State, I'm pretty rural. We've got Amish neighbors and a little heated wood shop, and we've been making stuff on this lathe or lathes for 12 years now. A lot of fun. Everyone got the Christmas shopping done? I mostly do, but there's some people that you never know what to get, so I still have some things to make for Christmas. Alright, that's 240 grit. That's looking spectacular. Look at the shine in that mica powder put in the resin. Alright, and laterally, get rid of any scratch marks. But that's awesome. You can still see the bark. I just love that. One of a kind piece right there. So that piece of wood was basically someone was going to throw it out. And I took it and I stabilized it, which means I put it in a vacuum chamber and I fill all the air pockets. I suck all the air out of it. And then I force this resin inside of it, and it makes it a lot stronger. Then I Put it in a mold and put resin around it. Put it in a pressure pot at 110 pounds per inch to get rid of any potential bubbles. Oh, that's looking hot. I'm going to clean that off, and then we'll go to 3. We got maybe 2 or 3 more grits, and then we'll go ahead and put our finish on tonight. Get all that junk that builds up on the ends. Alright, I'll zoom in for you. I'll pull this off the lathe so you can see it's just about finished. It'll shine a little bit more as we gotta figure out how I'm gonna set up the pen to be the nib or hold the ink, and then this will be the cap. And I'm doing a Rollister style, so that actually has a cap that goes over the top. Take it off, detachable, and it goes in the end. So it's pretty cool. Things looking good, even. Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope you enjoy watching me turn wood on my lathe. Alright, we're going to go one more grit, and then we will put a finish on that. Let's see if I can find my scissors. There we go. Alright, this next sandpaper is pretty cool. You can see right through it. So the dust doesn't get built up as much. It's called Operanet. Really nice sandpaper. See, it gets built up, and they give it a little flick, and it comes right out. Pretty cool sandpaper. Alright, look at that shine. Alright, we are going to stop there. I don't look to put a super fancy, shiny plastic finish, because this has wood and resin. And I love the feel of the wood, so I'm going to put a natural wax on it. We're going to varnish, building up pressure. Ooh, it's hot. Oh wow, that shines great. Any wood turners out there, if you're wondering what I'm finishing with, we got this Dr. Kirk's scratch-free wax. And after that, we got a 3-step microcrystalline polish that we put on here. So we put the finish on with a paper towel, crease it up. But actually, I need to get rid of any of this dust. Clean off the lathe. Doesn't take a whole lot of wax. I'm going to put it on a slow speed, then I'm going to turn up the lathe. Already puts a shine on it. Depending how you look at it, the shine moves. It's pretty cool. For those that just joined, I am turning pens tonight. This is going to be a body of a pen. Got my trusty, now this lathe's got to be 12 years old. I'm changing the speed now. I sand super slow, and then I put a finish on a little bit faster than that. Because when you're putting a wax on it like this, you really want to, the wax doesn't spread until it warms up. So you spin it fast and heat it up, and the wax spreads out. And when it spreads out, it evenly coated on the blank. And I go 30 seconds to a minute with each of these 4 steps. Wipe off any extra. Rip the paper towel. And go to the next step on the wax. Alright, so I did step 1, but this is officially called step 1. Dr. Kirk's Micro Magic. I've been using this stuff for 10 years. But at least I like the containers though. Used to be plastic. No one likes plastic. But yet I'm turning a pen with wood and plastic. See that wax kind of flinging there? Oh, it's just shining out real nice tonight. Two more coats of wax. If you like what you're seeing, give me a like. If you want to subscribe, we'll be doing lots of live and turnings. Christmas, we'll be doing a free pen giveaway. So most of my pens start around 35 bucks up to over 100, depending on what material is used. So this is making a bunch more pens for Christmas gifts. This is the next wax. It's a little much. We're almost done with the body of this pen. And then I'll pull out the pieces. I won't put it together out here in the shop, but I'll show you what exactly is going to kind of go on what hardware. And I'll even see if anyone wants to give me input. We've got a couple different finishes on the metal that you can choose from. Ooh, nice wax finish. Oh, we're so close. We've been turning for what, 34 minutes on this one. Last step, step 3. This gives it that final polish and the extra shine on the blank. Hope everyone's having a good, well, for me it's here in New York State, East Coast. Alright, last coat of wax. And we'll get cleaned up and I'll show you what the pen is kind of going to look like. So this thing right now is so hot, it's hot to the touch. It's not too hot, but it's getting really warm. Let it cool down now. super nice. All right. I love some input for those watching. Let's see, I've got chrome with a black tip. I've got gunmetal, which is like a dark gray. So, trying to think what's going to go better with this, a dark gray or a silver chrome with a black tip. That picture's kind of what it looks like. This cap is on the end, comes off and posts or clicks onto the top while you're using it. Again, gunmetal, anyone got an opinion? Should I use chrome or a dark gray? I'll show you what the pen's going to look like. So this is what I go with, the gunmetal. Plating on the metal, I'll show you that in a second. Blank. So I gotta go inside where my fancy press is. But this is the front end, see if I can. Oh, see if I can click it off. So that, I kind of think it'll go on this side. And I like the gel. So it's got a really nice ink, not just like a Bic pen. These are much nicer inks. And that'll click there, and then there's another thing about that size that goes on the back end. But I can't push that in on these tools. Anyway, this is kind of what the pen is going to look like. It's got a pen clip and a back top. I'll post some pictures of this. If you're on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, I am the Cook Crafted Workshop over there as well. So this is a piece of maple, and this is the bark. And the bark actually raised off the main piece of wood, and I was able to get resin in between there. So this is definitely a one-of-a-kind piece. You can't duplicate that. Pretty sweet. So actually, I could put that in there. Might be able to push this together right now. Show you what it's going to look like. So I know some people ask me like prices of my material. So the blank itself, I make those and sell them for 12 to 15 bucks, something like this. Sometimes at auction they'll go higher. So this one I did not put a pen clip on because I got a customer who does not like those. So I'll put the ink in it. Viewer limit. What? YouTube's limiting my viewers? How does that make no sense? It's my first live. What are you doing? The other night I did a pen. I got 5,000 people watching on TikTok. That was pretty sweet. Alright, so this is a 0.5 millimeter top ball. A Schneider. If that focuses in. Pretty high-end ink. Again, this writes a lot better than your Bic. Anything like that. So to put this one together, you drop spring in. Drop the ink in. There we go. Alright, so I turn that. Many of you watch this. So, That's the pen. So when you're writing, you pull the cap off, call it postable, clicks into the back. It's got a good balance to it. Look how shiny that blank is. It's called a Rollister pen kit. Middle of the line. It's not the super expensive ones. I sell these pens for $40. I'm selling a lot of them lately. Alright, that is the Rollister pen kit. Thank you everybody for watching. If you like this, give me a thumbs up, give me a like. I'd really appreciate it. And we'll be doing lots more videos coming up. How cool is that? The bark. So this is a piece of maple that someone was basically going to throw out. And then I stabilized the wood, and then I resin cast it, and then I just finished turning it. What do you think of this pen? So the first couple times they write, you got to get the ink flowing, but nice flow, super nice, much better than a Bic pen, and it's one of a kind. Alright, thanks for watching everybody. Have a good night, Merry Christmas, and I hope you'll see me on another live or check out my videos. So this is the final pen. Piece of maple burl and blue resin. About an hour it took me to make this from start to finish once I had the blank and the kit. Pretty cool. Have a good night, folks. Catch you soon. Merry Christmas.